All right, welcome back. It's week 7 of the NFL. This is Chalk Talk with Jalen and Chuck, brought to you by Moffett LLC, Moffett Media LLC. Thank you, Holly. Jalen, how are you, man?
Good, man. How about you?
Yeah, hanging in there. Another week of football. This week
Yeah.
somehow maybe a worse calendar than last, so should be fun. Should be fun. All right, well, we can do the hate list. You said you didn't have anything to add to your hate list, right, Jalen?
I don't know. I've been slacking on my football watching. Just been really busy, but what, just give me a little bit of time. Give me a few more weeks. I'll probably have 3 new ones, I'm guessing.
That's fair. I do have an add to the hate list. I think I've probably ranted about this before, but it's worth ranting again and it's worth adding to the hate list. I don't want to see any more graphics about these stats that they're tracking that are completely irrelevant. If you are 3 times removed from the base stat, I don't want to hear about it. And what I mean is they're starting to put things out that are like Trevor Lawrence is the most accurate quarterback when it rains on Thursday night in London. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Um, why are we stretching to try to find something unique about this game? It has nothing to do with anything, and they'll put stats up like I don't know. Patrick Mahomes is going to have the most Monday night football passing touchdowns. It's like, yeah, because Patrick Mahomes plays 4 Monday night games a year. It's not. I'm
Yeah,
not impressed by
that's a
that
little
stat.
skewed.
Yeah, and I feel like we suffer through this every week. I got to sit here and I got to watch him put up some dumb graphic about a stat that is irrelevant to the performance of the quarterback. I know Trevor Lawrence is bad. I know he's inaccurate. I watch him every week.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is just a sports thing though. Like during the NBA
No,
season, this is all the stats that are brought up.
it's worse in the NBA. They're like, well, when he shoots free throws in under 3 minutes in the second half, he shoots them at 98% if the away crowd is at a 60% sale of tickets.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
okay, I don't care. Um, and I get that you're filling airtime, but just fill it with something interesting, not these horrific stats. So that's added to the hate list.
I like it. That's a that yeah, that's a good one, honestly. Because they just do it in all sports.
Yeah, and I like we've gained the ability to track like any stat possible,
Yeah.
and now we think that people want to hear about it, and I don't. I don't know who's
No,
sitting there like,
some of them
oh,
are like sometimes when they start explaining it, like they'll bring up a graphic and it'll be like 3 sentences long and you're like by the time you've read it and fully understood it, it's off the screen and you're like, "Wait, what was that stat?"
no, 100%. And you're like, oh, that one doesn't make any sense to anyone in America.
No, I bet Chris Collinsworth loves them though.
Uh, Patrick Mahomes is the most accurate quarterback when thrown at the ground 3 feet in front of him.
Ugh. I have such a love-hate thing with him because his
Same.
voice is so iconic, but sometimes I'm like, "Dude, what in the actual fuck are you saying? What is coming out of my TV right now?"
His voice is so tethered to the sport of football to me that I enjoy it, and he is so
Same.
synonymous with like some of the biggest moments of my life watching football that when I hear Chris Collinsworth, I get pumped. But then during Sunday night, you're watching him and he's like, "Oh, look at this play. This guy throws an incomplete pass, and it reminds me of Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, and we got quarterbacks."
Dude, he had one this week. I remember for the brief moment I had the game on, Mahomes was like running for a first down. It was on third down, and he was like fighting for yardages. And like he breaks this tackle somehow, and he's like really fighting to get the first. And Collinsworth is like, most quarterbacks would just go down right there. But I mean, look at
Oh,
this guy. And
so
I'm like,
good.
dude, what are you talking about? Every single quarterback in the league under the age of 40, Aaron Rodgers probably not doing it because he would die. Um, but I'm like, it's not that crazy to see a quarterback trying to break a tackle for a big first down.
Dude,
Like, I
we have
don't know what you're
Jackson.
talking about.
We've got Jackson Dart spear diving into players' heads, dude. We've got
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield like lowering his shoulder at kickers on the sideline. Um, w- w- yeah, he's so out of control. That's so funny. Yeah, he's the best and the worst all in one package. Your team didn't play this week, which
Nope.
I bye weeks are a love hate relationship. I don't have to stress about watching my team, but I also don't get to watch my team. Um, my team did play, and we played the Browns, and the Steelers looked probably the best they've looked all year, offensively and defensively. I was kind of shocked. I thought this was going to be a 3-point game, and I didn't even think Dylan Gabriel played bad. Dylan Gabriel took a lot of shit on like Bill Simmons' podcast this week. I thought he was fine. His receivers just dropped a bunch of balls, and you may have not seen the game, and it wasn't worth watching if you didn't watch it. It was pretty boring. The Steelers just dominated, but I
Yeah,
don't get
I mean,
the Gabriel
I
stuff.
listened to him talk about that, and I was also kind of thinking the same thing. I'm like, okay, yeah, rookie quarterback against Mike Tomlin. What
Yeah,
happened, dude? Like, why didn't you play awesome?
right.
Like, no,
And
no shit, you struggled. I just thought it was a weird take. I'm with you on that.
yeah, and his record, Mike Tomlin is 27-6 against rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's absurd.
So you're probably not going to win that game. Additionally, you can't you can't blame all of the offensive problems that Cleveland's experiencing, including having a shell of an offensive line, on Dylan Gabriel. It's not fair. This sounds like I'm like defending the Browns. The Browns have a bunch of problems, but it wasn't his
Yeah,
fault. I
I
don't
think we're
think.
defensive of the Browns because I think at this point anybody who watches football just like we just feel bad for them.
Yeah, no, it's
It's
true.
not even fun to be like, haha, you guys suck still.
Right,
Because
or
you look at their payroll and you're
bash them.
like, oh wow, you're still paying this guy $36 million.
Unbelievable. And I guess I mean that's a pretty good segue. We can jump right in Thursday night. We're gonna do picks. Do you want to give what is the breakdown of the points? Are you still up two on me?
Yeah, I'm up two. We tied this last week. We had not a great performance from either of us. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well,
A lot of misses in there. Like
sometimes you miss.
I'm pretty sure if we just picked the exact opposite of what we picked, we would have got more points. So
Well, the beautiful thing about that, Jalen, is sometimes the Bills lose to the Falcons, the Commanders lose to the Bears, and the Lions lose to the Chiefs, all like within 24 hours of each other, and you look at yourself and you go, well, I could see like one of those going that way, or maybe even two, but all three. Uh, and then also the Panthers beat the Cowboys inexplicably. So the NFL is the ultimate weird place.
yeah,
It's awesome.
it feels like this year there's a lot of it don't well, I should say it doesn't feel like there's a lot of really good teams.
No, there's a big gap. There's a lot of injury early in the season. There's been a lot of bummer injuries early in the season too. It's really weird. I don't quite understand what's going on, and I think the NFL's got to do some internal evaluation about the injuries because we're just down so many quarterbacks. Um, no team feels fully healthy, and the teams that are healthy are the teams that are still swinging big punches. Everybody else is just in bad shape.
Um, yeah, I think if I was Roger Goodell to fix the injuries, I'd just add another game, another international game on Peacock. I think that's what I would do, just
I think
to
that's
help
right.
out with the early injuries.
Yeah, that's so true. That's such a good idea.
Peacock
Um,
Prime special back to back.
Speaking of Amazon Prime, Thursday night,
Perfect.
we've got Steelers Bengals. It's in Cincinnati. Pittsburgh's 4.5 point favorites. The over/under is 44.5. Bengals have old man Joe Flacco. This is the 40-year-old bull. Flacco versus Rodgers. I think the Steelers are going to kill Cincinnati. I think I think I'll take Pittsburgh and the points. I know that Flacco is an upgrade, but he can't move, and the Bengals O line is horrific. The Steelers can bring pressure on every down. I don't even think they'll have to bring extra pressure. They should be able to get to him with just four. I think this is a pretty easy walk away for the Steelers.
Yeah, normally I'd be like this division. I'm just gonna, pick the underdog to cover, but I don't know, man. This division is really it kind of feels like it's just you guys this year.
It does. No, it's weird, and when Lamar comes back, that vibe changes pretty quickly. But right now, it does just feel like Pittsburgh and a bunch of backups.
I mean, maybe it changes, but it's also like if they don't just win a bunch of games in a row to finish the season, like what are they just playing spoiler?
No, I know. Yeah, they're just playing. That's true. They've The thing is that the AFC is so open at the bottom that I don't think that five. I think a 7-win team or a team with 7 losses could make. Well, I think 9-7 could be the final wild card seed. And if Baltimore gets like healthy by then, I know that means they're going to have to pretty much win out. They've got maybe 2 more losses on the schedule, but I don't know. What is it? 10-7? It'd be 9-7, right? They play 16 games or 17. They play 17 games, but 10-7. I think 10-7 gets you in. Maybe 9-8.
Yeah, probably. I'm taking the Steelers in
So
this one though.
yeah, me too. Okay. Uh, all right. Next is a London game. I am so done with the London games,
Yes.
man. Seven
Actual
thirty in the
good game
morning.
though.
I know, which is awesome, but also a bummer. The Rams are playing Jacksonville in London. Rams are 3.5 point favorites. The over/under is 44.5. Jacksonville lost to Seattle, but I thought that had Lawrence made some more timely throws, they could have won that game. Rams are just the Rams. They're good. They weren't amazing against the Ravens, but they were pretty good. Um, I wasn't overly impressed. I think that the 3.5 point line's a trap. I'm going to take the Rams, but I'm going to take Jacksonville to cover.
I think I'm gonna take the Rams to win and cover.
Okay.
Um, I'm
I'm just
putting
scared of the
some.
additional 3 time zones, right? They come from LA, and it's like just an additional 3 time zones of adaptation.
Yeah, how does three time zones affect Trevor Lawrence's accuracy? That's that's the
Oh,
real
that's a good
question.
question, actually. I got to look that up. Um,
This is sort of like a home game for the Jags too.
yeah,
What is it?
it is a home game for the Jags.
Is it a percent per time zone? Probably. I don't know. I'm gonna
Um,
take the Rams to win and cover.
nice.
I did think Puka got hurt this last week, but he seems to be all right. So
Yeah, and they still have
that's good.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah, dude. I honestly this is bad of me. I do a football podcast with my friend, but I just figured out that Rico Dowdle's on the Panthers, and now relating to this game, I didn't know that Puka's wife was cheating on him, and she got
Oh,
pregnant. I just saw that on TikTok this week.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's some drama.
Yeah, that's like that one show that Holly watches right now, right?
Temptation Island.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
send
yeah.
them to Temptation Island. Holy shit. Well, she didn't pass. That's wow.
She
Damn.
did not pass.
She didn't
Yeah.
resist temptation.
No, she's the worst. But yeah, I think that's why Puka's playing like so insane this year. Like
So
I saw this clip of his coach just screaming at him like, "Stay in that dark place." I was like, "Oh shit." Okay.
I I was cheering really hard for the Puka Stafford thing this year because it would have been cool to have Stafford be the quarterback for the top three receivers in the NFL. Um,
Yeah.
like it would just been so cool. Or single season NFL receiving yards would have been Stafford because he has uh, Calvin Johnson and he has Cooper Cup at 1 and 2, and Puka was on his way to beating both of them, which would have been crazy. So I hope he comes back healthy in a week or two and can still get on that track.
Yeah. Well, wait, is he out? I thought he came back in that game. He's actually
Um,
out?
I let's see. I think he's listed
No,
as
no, he has a
questionable.
yeah, he has a queue. But knowing the Rams, I guess. Dude, this guy has 54 catches already. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't even need to play this game and he's still on track. Uh,
He'll
all right.
probably play.
Yeah, probably. Next, we've got New Orleans at Chicago. Chicago the 4.5 point favorite. The over/under is 47.5. Chicago coming off of a pretty nice win against the Commanders, although the Commanders kind of gave that game away more than Chicago won it, I thought. There's a missed field goal in there. There's a bad fumble by Bill Merritt. And there's a weird handoff exchange that turns into a fumble. I guess it's not a bad fumble by Merritt. It's just the exchange never went through. Uh, New Orleans looks so bad every week, and it seems to be getting a little bit worse every week. They hung in there with New England for a while, but I think that this is like a little bit of a trap line. I like Chicago to win, but I like New Orleans to cover. I think that New Orleans is scrappy enough to hang with Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. Do I want to take Caleb Williams? I don't know. Sometimes the Bears are good at home. What did they do last time? Do we think Dallas is better than the Saints?
Yeah, well,
Sometimes.
yes, but sometimes, yeah, like yes, but no too. Just depends.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm just gonna take Bears and then Saints to cover. Crazy that the Bears won their last two games 25-24.
That is crazy, actually. I didn't even realize that.
What a weird score for football.
So weird. So Chicago. Don't worry, dude. The games get better, and by that I mean they don't get better at all. There's like two watchable games all week. Uh,
Nice.
Miami's playing at Cleveland. Cleveland's a 2.5 point favorite. Over unders 39.5. I don't know. Give me Cleveland, man. Miami's pathetic, and I don't want to have to cheer for them. I'll take Cleveland.
I'm gonna take the Dolphins.
Cool. I like it. Fun. Let's just rip through these. Let's rip through these bad games because I don't have much comment to say about Cleveland or Miami at this point.
Well, we already
Uh,
talked Browns at the start too.
we did talk Browns, a little Brown talk. New England at Tennessee. New England 6.5 point favorites. Tennessee fired their head coach this week. The over/under is 42.5. Tennessee had a miracle win 2 weeks ago. I don't know if they'll win again for a while. This could be a little bit of a new coach bump. I don't like 6.5 on the road for any team, but Drake May's playing out of his mind since that Sunday night coming out party. I'll take New England to win and cover the 6.5.
Yeah, this is absolutely a revenge game for Mike Vrabel too. So yeah,
That's true.
lock the Pats in by a touchdown.
Yeah, I think I've been really impressed with Drake May. You know, I don't want to get
Yeah,
over
dude.
my skis about it, but he's good.
Yeah, they could win a lot of games this year.
Yeah, they have an awesome schedule to win a bunch of games. Next game, oh man, Raiders at Kansas City. This is a 12.5 point spread. The over-under is 45.5. Kansas City coming off their most impressive win, it feels like in a while, I'm being honest. Maybe since the AFC Championship game. They look dominant against the Lions, who had no answer to them all game. The Raiders are a mess. The Pete Carroll experiment seems to be going just straight downhill. Gino hasn't worked out all year. I don't know what part of the Raiders game is supposed to get better to make me think that this works, but 12.5 is just so many points for a division game. Max Crosby hates Kansas City. Kansas City doesn't win by that much. I'll take the Chiefs, but the Raiders to cover.
Yeah, I mean, what did this open at?
That's a great question.
Opened at it opened at 10.5. So it's
Wow.
up 2.5, right at
I
the
think 10.5 is
13
a lot.
mark. Um, I don't know, dude. The Raiders suck every single year, but sometimes they play the Chiefs close. So hopefully they play the Chiefs close this week.
Yeah. Yeah. I just will put my money on the Chiefs not blowing a team out. They just don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah,
Even in a
agreed.
game where they dominated the entire time, they only won by 13. I just think that, yeah.
So enough to cover the line is what you're saying.
Yeah, I just saw that and thought, but still, still, I think that's a lot of points.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I'm with you.
Next game is this is actually a good game. You want to introduce it?
Oh, dude. No way. My team's playing football again. Um, and we get to play against the tush push. Eagles Vikings. Line
Eagles
is
Vikings.
Philly 1.5 over under 43.5. Glad it's in the 11 o'clock slate because there is just a pile of shit sitting next to this game. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna take the Eagles to win and cover.
Yeah, thank God for this game. It gives me something to watch in that 11 o'clock slate.
I mean, maybe, dude. I don't know how this line is 1.5. Is Hurts and Barkley both out or what?
They just have looked so bad, man. Their offense is negative rhythm. I think this is a really tough game for a team to come back and establish rhythm as an offense. Their
Yeah, I mean,
defense
I
looked
would love.
tired.
I'd love to get a win here because we go Eagles, Chargers, Lions, Ravens.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, Carson Wentz, please get back at the Eagles for training. I don't know,
everything. Well, and I think
whatever.
I'll say this: the Eagles secondary hasn't looked very good either, and I think with Addison and the full complement, I actually kind of like Minnesota here. I'm going to take you guys to win and cover. Obviously,
Ow. You don't think the exciting whites can cover my receivers?
I don't think so. I don't think so, man.
Maybe
Chardonnay has
not.
to sit down.
Yeah, we'll see. That hopefully it's a good game. I mean, like I said, there's just a bunch of like really. I guess the lines aren't big in the 11 o'clock slot, but none of the games are that interesting besides this one.
No, it's true. So, all right, dude. This game sucks. Carolina at Jets. Carolina's a 1.5 point favorite on the road. This game opened with the Jets being favorited, I think. Uh, which is crazy. The Jets are horrible. Carolina beat the Cowboys last week, and Rico Dowdle's been awesome, I guess. And it seems like Bryce Young actually has a weapon in T-Mac. So I'm gonna take Carolina here to win and cover pretty soundly.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Panthers too. So where do we think the Panthers rank in the NFL right now? Because they beat the Falcons 30-0, and then the Falcons beat the Bills. So how much
Contenders, at
how
least.
much better are the Panthers than the Bills?
Oh man,
Guess we'll never know.
we'll never know. I actually do think the Panthers are better than they get credit for. I think that they're probably going to be around a 7-win team. It's
Uh,
the upward growth
yeah,
you're looking for as a Carolina fan. They've got three. They're 3-3 right now. They've got the Saints twice still. I think they'll win both those games. They've got the Jets, and there's a fluke in here somewhere where they played Tampa Bay the very last week of the season. Tampa might not be playing anybody at that point.
true.
That'll get you into an interesting territory. Rest
Yeah,
of the games I
let's
think are
see
gonna
if
kill.
Justin Fields over or under -5 passing yards this week. What do we
Holy
think?
cow, man! Under the Jets, man. It's so bad. It's
So
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 bad.
bad. It's
Um,
crazy.
Jesus. All right,
Jesus.
Jesus, man. It just like I just like took a glance at the box score from last week. I was like, oh my god, it's so bad. It's just so bad. New York versus Denver. The Supernovas roll into Mile High Stadium to play the Broncos. The Broncos are 7.5 point favorites. The over under set at 47.5 feels really big. I've not been impressed by Denver's offense at all this year. The only game where they look good was Cincinnati, and we all know how that story goes. I'm gonna take uh, I'll take Denver to win, but I'll take the Supernovas to cover.
Oh, absolutely, they're covering. This is so misleading. 7.5. Like I don't know. I'm kind of excited to watch this game. Not gonna lie.
I'm excited to watch New York, which is crazy. The
My
Jets are kind of fun.
TikTok. You know how TikTok listens to you talk all the time,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
my feed. This is Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever social media you want. My feed is filled with Jackson Dart and Cam Skatteboo stuff.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh gee.
Honestly, it's really funny.
Well, look, they deserve it. I'm not sure I'm bought in, as you know, but what the hell?
Yeah.
Who am I to doubt right now? Given that they've just been really fun and good for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, they're just funny. I mean, I watched this video of Cam Skatteboo's mom talking about how he would just run into poles for fun when he was a kid.
Jesus Christ.
It's
Um.
like, all right.
Okay. Might want to get him checked out for something else.
He had CTE when he was 10, probably.
Yeah. No, he probably something a little bigger than CTE. Uh, he just has full blown brain damage. Um, just call it as it is, man.
Yeah.
Next game's actually pretty good. Colts. The afternoon slate's pretty decent, at least. Colts
Yeah.
Chargers. Chargers are 1.5 point favorites. I can't figure out why. I know that they're in LA. I think the Colts are really good. I wrote down some notes this week while I was watching the games, and one of my notes was one of the things that the Colts do so well is they just go to the guys that are good on their team, the guys that they like. They feed their best players. They don't run away from it. They give Jonathan Taylor the ball in the one. They throw the ball to Tyler Warren whenever they get the chance. They throw the ball to I always want to say Drake London, but it's the other USC kid who plays there. And it works, man. It works. And they played a tough game against a not very good team who kept throwing punches back at them in the Cardinals, and they came out with a win. And I was just impressed by it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Colts are legit. So is there only two teams with 5 wins? It's the Bucks and the Colts.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, I don't know who's making these Chargers lines, but that one last week was crazy. I can't believe they didn't cover that against the Dolphins. And now
it's
I'm supposed
insane.
to think that they're favored against the Colts. I'm thinking the Colts to win and cover.
Yeah, so am I. I just, yeah, I don't know. I know nobody wants to believe in the Daniel Dimes thing. Nobody wants to get back on the train. Daniel Jones was so bad in New York, was such a bad taste in your mouth. Um, but he's played well. I did also write another note that he still has that like bad Daniel Jones in him, where he threw an awful pick, an awful pick. I was like, oh my god! But for the most part, they've been able to tailor that out of him. So yeah, I like the Colts.
Yeah.
They're going to win a lot of games. All right, this is wow. This
Oh
game's gonna.
my
There's going to be so
God.
much scoring in this game. This is gonna be really fun. Washington at Dallas. The Commanders are 1.5 point favorites and a 55.5 point over under. Um,
Dude, 55 and a half.
55.5. And
That's insane.
I'm going to say this right now. You think it's crazy. The total, the Cowboys have played in a game where the total was 77 points. They played in a game where the total was 80 points. They played in a total where the game total was 59 points and 57 points. They've had two games go under this. One was against the Eagles in the opening night, 24-20. So still had 44 points. And then one was the Bears where it was 31-14, so 45 points. Um, the Commanders can't play any defense either. I really like the over here. I'm going to take it, but I'm going to take the Commanders to win and cover. I'm going for the trifecta.
I like it. I'm just gonna take the Commanders to win and cover,
Nice.
but this should be a fun game to have on, I think.
Yeah. No, it'll be really fun. In what is very rare, the afternoon slate is better than the morning slate by a pretty nice margin. Okay, next game's mildly interesting, but I don't actually think that good. It's Green Bay at Arizona. Green Bay's a 6.5 point favorite on the road. The over-under is 44.5. I haven't been all that impressed with Green Bay's offense, although it's they need to figure out who they're going to make their wide receiver one and just stick with it. Arizona feels like they gave everything they had last week to win, and they couldn't do it. I like Green Bay here. I like them to cover.
Uh, what is this? 4 losses in a row for the Cardinals.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll take them to cover.
nice.
Green Bay is really like, I don't know, man. Like we started off the year being like, this is the best team in football, and then I'm just not really like. I think they're good. They just look kind of ass sometimes, if that makes sense.
No, it does. They look like a team who is still figuring out some of the key details.
Yeah, and they have a tie. which just makes like I don't know what to think about ties because they're so rare. Like, is it a good thing? It's a bad thing for them. I feel like it's a good thing for the Cowboys, but
No, and yeah, I also think, well, here's the thing. Division games are so weird. They're
yeah,
weird because these teams see a lot of each other. They're weird because these teams hate each other. Um, there's a lot of reasons to look at division games and kind of throw things out the window. I think it speaks volumes when a team beats someone within their division really handedly. It's, but and I know that I guess the Packers Dallas wasn't a division game, but that those two teams play every year, I swear to God.
yeah, it
And
basically
there's a
is.
there's an internal rivalry there now where I think Dallas, lost a lot of heartbreaking playoff games, right? And they they lost their best player to Green Bay, and it's just that game means something on so many levels that I equate it to a division game. And when you get into those things and there's like a tie, I don't think it means anything to me. But I look for teams that win big division games by a lot, and I got attached to Green Bay because they did it against the Lions early, and they really haven't looked good since.
Yeah,
I mean, a loss to the Browns, a tie to the Cowboys. They beat Cincinnati last week, but only by 9 points. They let Cincinnati put up 18.
that's what
I,
I'm saying. They're such a weird team.
I and it feels a little bit like you've seen teams get off to slow starts and then explode at the end of the year. You've seen this sputter before. Um, I kind of thought the Eagles were in this spot last year where it's like, God, this team is good. We all know it's good. They just lost to Tampa Bay. What the hell? Um, and then they just started ripping off wins. And I'm hoping that's what's going to happen here but I think they need to. I think we've talked about this before, but it's like it's time for their offense to choose their best receiver and stick with them.
Yeah. Instead of having it be like a different guy every week, maybe none of them are capable of being like a true number one. Though maybe that's the real issue with their team.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, and Tucker Kraft might not be it either. He had one
Dude,
good game and
sometimes
he was ready to
sometimes
crown.
he's sometimes he's good though.
No, I know, but that's like and then sometimes it's Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just. Yeah, I'm with you. It's so hard to explain. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the concept of that team, but it's just they're not there yet.
Yeah.
Atlanta at San Francisco. San Francisco is a 2.5 point favorite. Atlanta is. You want to talk about a team I have no grip on whatsoever? It's Atlanta. They get beat by 30. They get shut out and beat by 30 by Carolina. They beat Buffalo this week. When their offense is clicking, they look so good. In fact, at the beginning of the year, I picked Atlanta to win their division. I sent a text to a couple of friends of mine at the beginning of the year picking every division winner, and I picked Atlanta to win their division. And it was because of the type of offense and the pass rush that I saw on Monday night. I was like, this team could beat anybody. But they're so up and down. I wouldn't be surprised if they came out and got their teeth kicked in. It's a weird team.
Yeah. Is Purdy back this week? Or are
God,
they're just on the Mac Jones train?
I don't know. The Purdy thing, he was limited in practice. He returned. It's a toe injury, and I know that you hear toe injury and you might think it's nothing, but the way Mac Jones has been playing, I think you ride the train until you have to play Purdy.
Yeah, I think so too. Mac Jones is like he's really solid. I don't think it's a bad loss last week either. Like they were in that game. Tampa is just I mean, Baker's got to be the MVP this year, which I'll make my pick and then we can probably just segue into the next game.
Yeah, I
I'm
need
gonna
to make
take the
my pick too.
49ers to win and cover this. Don't
Okay.
trust the Falcons yet.
Yeah, I think I'm with you too. I think I think that's probably the right call. If the Falcons win this game and they win it convincingly, I'm gonna have to reanalyze how I look at this team. But yeah, right now I'll take the Niners.
Yeah.
Although the Fred Warner injury's tragic.
Oh yeah, that really sucks.
That sucks. And it could be the difference maker in this game because Bijan Robinson could just kill these guys. He's been awesome.
Yeah. Yep. He's very
And
good.
Drake London's been awesome. All right, yeah, let's segue into this next game. This is the best game of the week. It's Monday night. It's a part of another Monday night doubleheader. Don't know why they keep doing this. Oh, with the super staggered start. So, um, Tampa at Detroit. I can't believe the line on this game.
Me
It's
neither.
Detroit by 5.5. The over/under is 42.5. Tampa has been awesome. They've been awesome. Now they don't win games by a lot of points, but they win games. In fact, last week's 11-point win was their biggest margin of victory all year. Um, they they don't have an ultra impressive win on the calendar. Their most impressive wins are probably the Niners and the Seahawks. But Baker has found a way to make things work for him every single game this year. It's been a joy to watch. 5-1. They look like one of the best teams in the NFL. Uh, he's my MVP candidate too right now through 7 weeks.
Has to be.
Has to be.
Or Tez Johnson, right? Is that his name? on on the Bucks. Did you see that
How
clip
awesome was
too?
that? How awesome was that, dude? He thought they were
That was
chanting
so
for him.
funny. Well, just to be like, what? Why are they saying MVP?
Dude, it shows you the type of person you have to be an NFL wide receiver. You have to think that they were chanting MVP after you caught like your first touchdown of the season.
No, that's actually a really valid point. Like you actually do have to think you're better than everybody else to make it.
You have to be like, oh, finally, they're cheering for me.
No, I was like he was probably just so locked in, like
Oh, for sure.
just adrenaline pumping like crazy that here's
Huh.
MVP. He's like, what?
Dude, you're Tez Johnson. You're coming into the season. You're in front of you is Egbuka and Mike Evans, and there's another Shepherd, right? And
Yeah,
soon to be coming back. What's that? Oh, I
Chris
can't.
Godwin.
Chris Godwin. You think you may play garbage time in some games, and you cut like the game-winning touchdown. You're probably
Uh,
justified in thinking that the chants are for you. Maybe I don't know. It's just
yeah, maybe.
hilarious. It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
they were clowning him on the sideline after too. That was the
You
funniest
gotta be,
part. Was
man.
like, like he who did he tell? Did he tell Mike Evans? And then Mike Evans was like called some other
Oh, that's for
player over and
Baker.
had to tell him. It was so funny. Anyways,
I love it.
I think this game is going to come down to a field goal.
I do too. I think no matter what the Bucks cover, and you can tell me it's going to go either way. I will say I think Detroit's going to play angry and they're going to play like they need to prove something. I don't see a Dan Campbell coach team losing back-to-back games very often.
No, not at home either.
Not at home. Not on Monday night. Not after they kind of got embarrassed on Sunday night. I think that he's going to have these guys ready to play. I'll take Tampa to cover. I'll take Detroit to win the game.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
Yeah. Detroit's secondary is a problem for them right now. They don't look like they can guard anybody downfield. That could be a problem for them against Tampa, but Tampa is thin in the receiver room, as we just kind of explained. Mike Evans might
Right.
be back this week. I don't know. the Ibuka thing is a huge bummer for my fantasy teams, but also just a bummer because he was playing so great. And I don't think Godwin's quite ready yet. So they're going to be leaning on a lot of non-traditional players this week.
Um, yeah, it's probably a Kate Otten week.
Yeah, that being said, if Baker is the guy that we think he is, I don't think it really matters who's out there.
Dude, or maybe it's a Tez Johnson week.
Or maybe it's a Tez Johnson week, or maybe it's I mean, Bucky Irving might be back. Um,
Yeah.
I, I, I got to say something too that's been just driving me up a wall. I get a lot of fantasy football advisors, quote unquote, on Instagram, and they're all telling people to sell like Buka on their fantasy teams. Don't do that if you're out there. The guy is unbelievable. I get that Godwin's coming back. I get that Bucky Irving's coming back. I get that Mike Evans will be back. I don't think that that changes the fact that they're going to be putting Igbuka on the field every snap they can when he's healthy. That guy is unbelievable.
Yeah, dude, and like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are both like older players. So
Yes.
giving having a player that can step in and play more than them, or like if they need a week off, like he's not gonna have a shortage of
No.
opportunities at all, I don't
No.
think.
I don't think so either. And all that says to me is he's getting open without those guys on the field. Imagine how open he's going to be going against the
Oh,
third
dude.
DB.
Yeah.
He's going to fry teams.
What a
So,
legend. He's so
dude,
good.
he's so good. Already so good. It's awesome. Um, Final game of the week at 8 p.m., man. God, if you're on the East Coast, you're pissed. Houston at Seattle. Seattle's a 3.5 point favorite. The over under is 41.5. Houston's coming off of a bye week. They they played Baltimore the week before, won 44-10. That was against Cooper Rush. Who cares? Played the Titans a week before that, won 26-0. And it's starting to look like maybe they're figuring some things out on offense. Uh, although I don't know if I take either of those games for any worth. Seattle has been good, like really good. They impressed me this Sunday, beating the Jaguars. Smith and Jigba is becoming a top 10 receiver. I wrote in my notes about him. His bag is way deeper than originally advertised. I think people thought he was a slot receiver, small guy coming out of college. He's been a deep threat for them. He's been a middle threat. He's been a good route runner. He can play the slot. I'm really impressed. Darnold's been good. Uh,
Yeah.
I think Houston has a really good defense. And I think Seattle's going to struggle to run the ball. But I think they will pull it out late on Monday night. But I like Houston to cover.
I like my guy Sam Darnold. Miss him every week. Turn on every time I see the Seahawks playing. I'm like that used to be my guy. Um, I'm
Tragic,
taking
man.
the Seahawks to win and cover. I also side note, I think the Texans should maybe look into trading for Brees Hall if that's possible.
I think the Texans are great candidates for it. I think that the Chargers are great candidates for it.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Somebody's got to trade for Brees Hall. Somebody save him from what he's in and save us from not being able to enjoy that. All
Yeah.
right. Well, those are the picks for the week. I've got a little. I'll call it an inverse basement tapes. Um, so I was complaining to you, and I've been complaining quite a lot about the way that Jackson Dart and Skatteboo have been parading themselves around, doing backflips, dancing, wearing giant diamond chains on the field, taking their shirts off after the game to take photos at the middle of the field. They're 2-4.
No,
They
Charlie, they're 2-1.
yeah, okay. They're on a 2-4 team. They're they're rookies. They've just gotten
Okay.
into the league and they're on their way to pain. Certain pain is coming. That you cannot behave like this. This is the NFL. Skatteboo maybe can because I think he's mentally ill. And I actually think he's very good. But Jackson Dart needs to cool it, man. High fiving the ref after the touchdown. Uh, and I just realized I'm becoming my father watching football. I don't enjoy what the
Dancing
jet
and chains and
in the back flips and the it just pisses me off, dude.
dude, I wish he was on the Steelers so bad.
Oh, if Jackson Dart was on the Steelers, do you know how insufferably into if this duo was on the Steelers, I would love every minute of it, and I will admit that. I'll
Oh,
admit that.
your
If they
dad
were
would
on the
still hate
Steelers,
it.
Dad would have
So.
a meltdown.
Ye exactly, Holly. If they were on the Steelers, my dad would say he's got to take that chain off. The chain's got to come off. He's got to take the eye black off. He's acting like an idiot. Um,
Dude,
my
Anakin Skywalker.
yeah, dude. By
I
the
just don't
way,
know how you're not like enjoying this. Like, I get you don't have to love the player, but to be so like so against it is crazy because I think it's so funny what they're doing.
dude, I just okay. Here's the thing. There are so many guys. The NFL is so littered with talent, right? Like, and I've seen rookies and rookie running backs who've been good, who go on to have horrible careers, right? It reminds me of uh, who was that guy who played for Denver? The quarterback, Drew Lock. Is that his name?
Uh, Drew Lock, yeah, I put
And
on
he
for my
could,
city, Young
yeah,
Jeezy.
he's rapping on the sidelines, and everybody's like, I think Drew Lock is gonna be really good. I think look at him, he gets it. He connects with players, and all they're trying to say is like, because it's a bunch of old white guys that are on TV. They're like, we don't listen to rap music, but he does, and that means he can connect with the receivers because they listen to rap music. It's like, no, dude, everybody listens to rap now. You're just old, and I think people. This reminds me so much of that situation that I kind of hope that I'm right and it burns. But I'm also like, I cheer for Jackson Dart because he's from Utah.
Yeah, also like if you, I mean, Jackson Dart listens to Taylor Swift. I don't know if you saw his Instagram post this week.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
yeah, so
Ah,
confirmed not into rap music.
he's also just the most Draper guy I've ever seen on TV.
He's very Draper. That's fair.
He's so Draper Utah, dude. It's painful. Um, like, ah, but he's really good. He's played really well so far. I just want him to earn it a little bit. Like, I don't get mad when I'm not mad when Jefferson's dancing. I wouldn't be mad if Cooper Cup danced in the end zone. I wouldn't like. I'm not gonna be mad if McCaffrey wants to celebrate in the end zone or take his shirt off after the game. These guys have done it. They've done it for years. They're great players. These guys have played 3 games together, really 2.5, because Dart came in at I think halftime in one of those games, and Skatteboo's going in the medical tent. Yeah, I hate it. So
Well, I don't know, man. If they beat the Broncos this week, you might have to reevaluate.
yeah, I will, and I will reevaluate, but I'm not going to get off the rookie thing quite yet. They have to do a little bit more. Uh, all right. Final thing that we've been doing is the anime moment of the week, and I do have a bag fumble. I have a Skull Knight award to give out. Um, Skull Knight award goes to the exchange between Jaden Daniels and Bill Merritt on Monday Night Football. Text of this is the Commanders are up they're driving. The game's essentially over. And with, let's see here. Oh, come on. Why do they do this? With just minutes left on the clock, a fumble and turn the ball over to the Giants. And not if not for
Right.
that fumble, they win the game. Or the Bears, that's what it is. That's why I've got this. I was like, I'm looking at the wrong game.
Can't get the Giants
There.
out of your head.
I was like, what? I was like, what the hell? I can't get the Giants out of my head, dude. This is toxic. Um, let's see here. With oh my God, that's so stupid. With 2 minutes and 55 seconds, up 2 points, they fumble the ball, give it back to the Bears, who turn around and kick a game-winning field goal. That is the Skull
Yeah,
Knight
that's
Award
pretty
of the
bad.
week, if there's ever been one.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I guess I could
Um.
do a Skull Knight Award. It's not football related, but
Oh, please.
so I had a very interesting golf round on Saturday with well, in Boston, Theo, Evan, just a just a clown show, right? Boston is playing like the worst golf I've ever seen him play in my life. And he's like, "All right, I'm just gonna start taking irons off the tee." I'm like, "Yeah, that's probably smart." So we're like 7 holes in, and he you've played with Boston a few times, but he probably throws his club 10 to 15 times per round.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
he could throw it far too, and like just to describe it, very tall, strong, athletic. Like there's some real force on this club. I'm so shocked that more haven't done this, but he hits this 4 iron shot, probably goes, I don't know. I mean, maybe 30 feet straight into the trees off to the right of the box, and he just he just takes his 4 iron and he throws it as hard as he can at the tree, and it snaps. And everyone's like,
Clean.
oh shit, oh shit. And like it's still alive though. Like I can see the club. Like it hit the tree, but it bounced back towards us. So I so I go pick it up and it's like limp, right? And he's like, "Oh, dude, shit, give me that." And so I go hand it to him and he's acting like he's all like mad or what or upset that he just did that. As soon as I hand him the club, he immediately throws it again into the trees, and in the process, he cuts his finger because the shaft is
Oh my
snapped in
God.
half. So that's my Skull Knight award
I
of the
love
week.
that, dude. That's
Yeah, it
wow.
was it was crazy.
What a special person. Um,
Very,
a
very
real
special.
a real Cam Skatteboo, one might say. Uh,
I bet he loves Cam Skatteboo.
oh, dude, I bet him and Cam Skatteboo would have the worst conversation you've ever heard. Um, no doubt.
And dude, he lost a club last year by throwing it in the tree that it didn't break, and then I think he lost another one too, and we get up to the next hole, and he's like, "Bag's looking pretty light,"
Oh, dude, at least he wasn't talking in that redneck accent the whole.
and then he goes, "I guess if I break all my clubs, then I'll be forced to buy some actual new ones that fit me." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's that's a great idea. Just break them all."
That'll work.
Yeah.
Oh, oh. Well, I do. I have an anime-esque moment of the week. I guess it's um I've just started reading Bleach, which is really good so far, and I don't fully understand what's going on, I'll be completely honest. But it seems like this girl at the very beginning of the story, she kind of like reaches in and transfers her Soul Reaper or whatever over to the main character, and she expects like only half of it to go over, but the whole soul is taken over by this person. Um, and I feel like that right now is Baker Mayfield and Tampa coming in after Tom Brady. People were excited; they thought he'd like fill half the void, but he's like filling the whole void and more. Tampa seems like they're having almost more fun than they had when Brady was there.
Yeah.
Um, and and I'm not saying that Baker Mayfield's Tom Brady, but I'm saying that if you're a Tampa Bay Bucks fan, I don't think you realize how lucky you are to move off of your rented quarterback who wins you a Super Bowl at the very end of his career into Baker Mayfield, who should win MVP. And it's really cool. And I feel like the soul of Tampa Tom has entered Baker Mayfield.
Dude, it might as well. I can't believe how good he's been for Tampa.
We're talking about a guy who, before he signed with Tampa, was a free agent in the middle of the season. He got cut by the team he was on. He gets picked up 2 nights before a game. I mean, if you watch football, you know the story, but it's just so unbelievable. Cleveland Cleveland ships him away for no reason, but because they think they're going to win with Deshaun Watson, and that blows up in their face. And then he goes to Carolina, who, where he's bad and it doesn't work. They let go of him in the middle of the year. He goes to the Rams on a essentially a 4 week like or 8 week contract. Wins a Thursday night game. That's enough for Tampa to bring him in. The whole offseason building up to the first season he plays in Tampa, they're talking about some kid from Florida who hasn't played a snap in the NFL getting Baker's spot. He does nothing but ball out. So I'm so happy for him, man.
Yeah. Yeah, same. They gotta be like the best watch every week. Because they just
Every
squeak
week.
out by like and you know if Baker has a chance to win the game, he's like most likely gonna do it.
Well, and it's fun. What's fun about it too is it's not like Kansas City 2 years ago, where or last year where they're winning games by 1 point, and you know that Mahomes is going to eke it out, and it's this ugly, awful game. No, it's like this exciting game where Baker's throwing the ball 40 times. He's rushing, he's scrambling for huge plays. Um, he's you know lowering his shoulder in the middle of the field. It's so sweet, man.
He's talking shit the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. He's
He's
dude.
yeah,
I love the
he's
like
the best.
motivations he finds. He's like, that's the cousin of the guy who told my friend that I was bad at football when I was in 8th grade.
Like Michael Jordan. Let's just compare him to Michael Jordan and Tom Brady now.
He's playing like an MVP. He's gonna have some fun comps here for a couple of weeks. But
Yeah, true.
all right, that's all. Uh, thank you, Jalen. Thank you, Holly.
Yeah.